When you imagine what would happen if you fell into a black hole, you probably picture being pulled in by intense gravity, spaghettified, and then disappearing forever from the universe. But that's not exactly what would happen. In fact, you wouldn't even notice most of these things until after you decross the point of no return. This isn't a trick of the light or a glitch in the Matrix. It's actually a real phenomenon known as gravitational time dilation. This occurs when gravity warps the fabric of space-time, causing light to bend around massive objects. As you approach the singularity, the gravity becomes so intense that it would distort and magnify the light coming from the outside world. As you approach the singularity, the gravity becomes so strong that it breaks down the laws of physics as we know them. Eventually, you'd be pulled across the event horizon and into the darkness beyond. For starters, they'd see you become smaller and smaller until you appeared to be a tiny speck of light. While we may never know what would happen if someone or something fell into one, we can use our knowledge of physics to make some pretty accurate guesses. From time slowing down to tidal forces tearing you apart, the journey to the center of a black hole would be a truly harrowing experience. But it would also be an incredible sight to behold, a breakdown of physics as we know it, a glimpse into the unknown. So next time you look up at the night sky, remember that somewhere out there, something may be falling into a black hole and experiencing all the strange and terrifying things that come with it. This would happen due to the extreme gravity near the black hole, which would compress your body, making you appear to shrink in size. But as they watched, something strange would happen. They'd see your image begin to flicker and distort as if you were a video file played on a glitchy screen. This would be due to the effects of gravitational lensing, as the intense gravity of the black hole would warp and bend the light coming from you, creating a distorted and fragmented image. Eventually, they'd see you completely disappear from view. But the most shocking thing they'd witness is the complete breakdown of physics. As you approach the event horizon, they'd see space-time itself tear and warp around you as the laws of physics, as we know them, ceased to apply. It would be a truly terrifying sight to behold, a reminder of the incredible power and mystery of the black hole. There is no known force in the universe that can stop you from falling into a black hole. Once you've passed the point of no return, you'd be trapped forever, unable to escape the relentless pull of its gravity. All matter and energy is pulled towards the singularity at the center of the black hole, and there's nothing you can do to resist. Even light can't escape the clutches of a black hole. It's completely inescapable. Once you've fallen into a black hole, there's no coming back. Space-time itself begins to collapse, and the very fabric of reality is torn apart. You'd see the laws of physics breaking down around you, and there'd be nothing you could do to stop it. You'd be utterly helpless as this singularity destroyed everything in its path, including you. You'd see multiple images of the same star as light rays were bent and warped around you. The sky would turn into a swirling vortex of distorted light and color, creating a truly mesmerizing and terrifying sight. This gravitational lensing effect would be a reminder of the incredible power of the black hole you're falling into. As you pass the event horizon, you'll begin to feel the effects of tidal forces. These are the differences in gravitational pull between the different parts of your body. As you get closer and closer to the singularity, the tidal forces would become stronger and stronger until they eventually tore you apart atom by atom. You'd be stretched out like spaghetti and then crushed together with unimaginable force. This process would be both painful and terrifying, but it would also be strangely beautiful. You'd be transformed into a giant strand of subatomic particles, a new form of matter never before seen by human eyes. It happens because time is relative and depends on your frame of reference. As you approach the event horizon, the gravity becomes so intense that it causes the air molecules around you to accelerate to near light speed. These high-speed molecules collide with each other and with your body, releasing massive amounts of radiation. You'd be bombarded with X-rays, gamma rays, and other forms of deadly radiation. Your body would be ripped apart at the atomic level, and even your atoms couldn't escape the black hole's grasp. They'd be pulled apart and scattered to the winds. Eventually, you wouldn't be able to recognize anything or anyone. You wouldn't be able to think or feel anything at all. You'd cease to exist. The closer you get to a massive object with strong gravity, the slower time passes for you compared to someone who's far away from any large gravitational fields. For example, if you were to fall into a black hole, you'd be met with an extreme version of this phenomenon, because black holes have an incredibly strong gravitational pull. As you approach the event horizon, the boundary beyond which nothing can escape, time would slow down dramatically. To an observer far away from the black hole, it would seem like time had stopped for you entirely. They'd watch you frozen in time as you approached the singularity, the center of the black hole, where all matter is crushed together. However, from your perspective, time would be passing normally. You wouldn't feel anything unusual until you crossed the event horizon, and then you'd be met with a strange sight. You'd see the outside world speeding up around you. That's because once you crossed the event horizon, you've left the frame of reference of the outside world, and time would appear to be passing much more quickly there. You'd witness the sky filled with stars racing by at incredible speeds, all while your own clock continued to tick at its normal pace. This mind-bending experience would be a reminder of the truly bizarre nature of our universe and the strange effects of gravity on time. And some of them would surprise you. So here are some truly terrifying things that would happen if you fell into a black hole. First, you'd experience time slowing down. Imagine this. You're falling into a black hole, and suddenly your watch begins to run slower and slower. As you continue to fall into the black hole, you'd experience another phenomenon known as gravitational lensing. But wait, it gets worse. Falling into a black hole would also expose you to deadly radiation. And finally, you'd witness the breakdown of physics. Of course, if you somehow managed to survive all these terrifying things, you still wouldn't be able to escape the black hole. But what about those who witnessed this terrifying journey? What would they see as you fell into the black hole? Black holes are one of the most fascinating and terrifying phenomena in the universe. Now check out, do black holes ever go away? Or watch, how did the first black hole ever form?